I talk to community members who are whispering on the phone to me saying, I source my everyday water. Every drop of water that I use in my home comes from a natural, unfiltered spring. Pretty unbelievable considering the scope of the world and water, access to clean water in the world. And these people are scared. There's a time that these creeks were orange. There was a time that mining was the #1 industry in this area. It is not the case anymore. The progress that we've made is enormous. When we stop allowing these industrial corporations to peg us against each other, we have a very bright future. And we're fighting hard, and we're rallying the community, and we're creating this home base for people to come together, to air their concerns, to understand how they could truly take action. And we're making it happen.
We try to prevent new harm from coming into the watershed, focused around the coal industry within this area, and then also the shale gas industry. So even though a lot of people think that coal is dead, it is not dead by any means here. We have new mines that are proposed all the time, new processing facilities that are proposed all the time. And because we have such a historic legacy of mining pollution within this watershed, it feels really important for us to prevent new harm from coming down the road.
Indian Creek at one point was extremely unlivable, and throughout the 25 years that we've been an organization, we've been able to help identify the sources of pollution, and in some cases treat those discharges. From then, we've started realizing that there's other things that impact our watershed, from farming to sewage, not just old coal mines, but new coal mines. When we talk about a coal mine or a well pad or a pipeline, not only do we know there's going to be direct community impacts, but it's all led by climate change.
I feel like I see it every day. I personally live right on top of the Chestnut Ridge, which is the westernmost ridge of the Allegheny and Appalachian Mountains. The Chestnut Ridge gets slammed with all of the storms first. And when those storms hit, they are dumping a huge amount of water on the valleys below. If you view the Chestnut Ridge on, say, a satellite view, you'll see how many quarries are established along that ridge. Those quarries have removed vital soils, trees, and natural resources. That is just when these heavy storms are coming through, these major rain events, that water is just running straight off the mountain into hollows and valleys. There are going to be people who cannot live there anymore. If we're threatened by both extractive industries and climate change regarding our wells and springs, what are we left with up here?
First off, we have to step back and look at where we're at. Southwest Pennsylvania is very rural. You're going to have people who believe in one side, the other, politics, and what we need to do is make sure everyone's focusing on the thing that matters, which is, for us, a lot of times it starts with clean water, but also that is connected to what's really important to people here are property rights. And so if something is coming into the community that is going to affect someone else's property rights, it doesn't matter who you follow or what political stance you have.
Coal mining also within the state, you're permitted to take someone's water supply, like pollute it or just take it, meaning that it no longer exists. And when you take someone's water supply, the value of their house is worth nothing. When people are saying like, you took my water, like this company took my water, there is kind of this needed rage to really push people through to just say, I'm not letting you do this, and you're not doing this to our community, and you're not going to do it to others either.
There are certain generations who have seen our creeks run orange and have had lost their own well water, and we remind them of that. And then we remind them of how far we've come. The investments that Mountain Watershed has made in this area. In this valley alone that we're sitting in, there's $9.5 million invested in mining remediation. The creek, today, it's fishable, it is swimmable. There is a recreation trail that's connecting all of the communities in this valley. This is unique, this is new, this is something we know everybody enjoys, and it wouldn't be possible without the organizing against these extractive industries.
And so this is the real scientific part. You seal it up. We can actually take 10 of these samples within the, wherever we're at in a watershed and kind of track the pollution and see where it comes from or see where an input might be. We'll go upstream and downstream, and if there's a giant change, we can say there might be an issue there. We can also test directly out of a discharge pipe. So each sewage treatment plant or coal mine, basically any kind of operation, will have a National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System permit. And so we can say, oh, this facility was pumping in 10 times as much as permitted. And we can use that data to make the DEP, the Department of Environmental Protection, aware of the problem. And then maybe something can be done right away.
There are several mines that are not even permitted yet and really kind of at a standstill in terms of the progress of being officially made a mine. And the communities are still meeting every single month because we know when we go away, when we stop becoming organized, that's when the action happens on the industry's part. We are creating space for people to come together to learn and understand the process and just really clearly explain to them how you can take action and in what ways.
Stopping a coal mine is within our community, will help protect people's water, help protect people's property. But then if we're also thinking about in terms of climate change, we're helping to really prevent a lot of emissions occurring that is going to cause issues on a global level.
Get involved in your community. If you see whether it's an industry that is going to fuel climate change and you're concerned about it, don't just read an article and pass it by. Show up at a meeting. It doesn't mean it's going to take over your life. It doesn't mean that you have to be fully invested in it all the time. Tackle every layer as best that you can. Don't try to save the world every day. This is a marathon. It's a marathon, and we need to be able to pass the baton when people get tired, and we need to be able to rely on each other to do that, and that's what it's all about. So get involved, stay with it, and be patient and positive, and just don't ever stop talking about it.